afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, amazing Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Hero Psych, Defender of the Fatherland, your one and only trustworthy source of company news and entertainment. Off here to a 1 vs 1 on Faymonville Approach. In the south, it's Delirious, fighting for the Soviet Union, Socialism, Comrade Stalin, and the 5th Mechanized Corps. In the north, he got 98th Infantry Division. This is basically just Frost, who's apparently been a bit away there, but he's back. Both players are roughly around top 50, so, you know, pretty solid stuff there. With Jaeger armor, joint operations Spearhead versus Guard Rifle, Guard Motor and Shock Rifle with Austrian bulletins aplenty and a pack bulletin there as well for Frost. Delirious with Guard Rifle, Guard Motor and Shock Rifle with Penal Troop Infantry and Guards bulletins. Noting though he is going for a heavy conscript start here, but the looks of it going to quickly rush out to the field and set up its defensive position in case Frost here gets a bit frisky. Pioneers MD4 moving outwards, this aggressive for the south. Gunneries like to kind of follow up here. Grab the point here as the Pioneers MD42 sweeps down here. Note I imagine the Pioneers are basically there to scout ahead for the MD42, so in case Delirious is already rushed down here, the MD42 can quickly set up in time, plus he can also lay down sandbags. So there's a bit of, shall we say, thoroughness there from Frost. Engineers caught wiring off here the entrance to the house here. It's going to make it much harder for Frost to use it for setting up a machine gun, in which case he can otherwise control the area here. So for Delirious to do this does have tactical benefits in the short to medium term, depending on how quickly Frost deals with that strip apart wire. Up north, there's slow approach. He's grabbing the fuel point in nonetheless. More conscripts on the way, and the south Delirious also advancing here for the Red Army. Machine gun shifting about here, realizing there's nothing going on. He might as well use the machine gun to grab territory there. Nice work there in this case, also counting the munitions and catching the conscripts. Nice work there for Frost. Immediately rushing in, the Pioneers help finish them off. And there you go, Delirious rapidly retreats. Grenadiers on watch here. Second Grenadier squad there arriving for Frost. And, oh, I didn't actually give that the divisional name. That is the 14th Panzer Division. Engineers moving out to Grenadiers line of fire. Count out TKs versus the Mercenary Guns. In the south, conscripts moving out here for Delirious, with more conscripts on the way there for him. Noting no early Molotovs. Most players, at least in my experience, will go for Molotovs out of the 3rd conscript squad. That is also what I personally do. Versus the Wehrmacht, that is, versus the Oberkommando. If you're going for heavy conscript build, you're generally less reliant on Molotovs. But versus the Wehrmacht, you generally want some reasonably fast Molotovs to deny them cover, and in particular to have something a bit extra threatening for when you flank the MG42. Grabbing the point here, grabbing the point there. More Grenadiers on the way there for Frost. And the 14th Panzer Division. Conscript northward, Grenadiers lining up on either side. More conscripts coming out there for Delirious. So far, neither player has committed to doctrine. They have yet to make a decision in either direction. But I have to say, Frost doctrines are perhaps less 1 vs 1 there. Usually, I mean, Jaeger armor is a very awkward doctrine in a 1 vs 1. Joint operations is all and Spearhead also somewhat. But I mean, compared to the Delirious' Guard Rifle, Guard Motor and Shock Rifle, they are much more 1 vs 1 oriented. Whereas I feel Frost doctrines are a bit more towards 2 vs 2s and other team games. There's a bomb company up here for Delirious. Maxims and mortars and field guns. All the good stuff to deliver pain onto the fascists. Still no Molotovs here to quickly flash out the fascists. I think the Russians just called them fire bombs and incendiary bombs. Molotov is basically what the Finnish called them. And then cancelled the stuff on as the name. But obviously the Russians would have used it because it was kind of, you know, meant as an insult to them. The whole Molotov cocktail thing. Grenadiers there routed. Delirious so far getting nice pressure versus Frost. Grenadiers here trying, I think, to get up in the country there, but they're quickly getting focused down, so they might not be working out though for Frost. And they go hitting the calf point here, sneaking up behind Frost line. Nice play there by Delirious, nice and aggressive. Grenadiers here reinforcing. There we go. Does successfully push back the country up north. Pretty good work there by Frost, a bit lucky. And we got medics on the way there for Delirious. Very good choice there. He's got plenty of conscripts in need of healing. He's got the point with the neutral. That's going to quickly fall back as the conscripts can't take much more damage. So good unit preservation there by Delirious. Some players would, you know, did it about for too long and likely lost the conscripts, but the Delirious knows what this is about. It's about attrition. In that regard, when it comes to attrition, you usually try to be the one that suffers least. Delirious also committing to a 4-minute Guard Rifle doctrine. Submachine guns are plenty for the conscripts. Very good upgrade, certainly we've got a lot of them. Plus the gas are useful, and long term he's got the KV-1, heavy artillery and air support as well to just further make things miserable for Frost. So we'll see what Frost ends up with, but for now he remains undecided. Now we got the Molotovs up on top of the medics, so Delirious is definitely going to be having some very angrily equipped conscripts soon enough. Push for the fuel point there, immediately hold it by the MD42. Frosty playing it a bit more statically, not something I'm personally a huge fan of, but I can understand he wants to keep his fuel point safe versus the Russians. Delirious up north here with a very large clump of conscripts. Like to make a nice company being laid down there in the base for Frost and the 14th Panzer Division. There we go, almost done. Guardsman available here for Delirious. He's a bit further off though from some machine guns with the conscripts. Note by the way here what Frost is doing. He's constantly shifting the machine gun about from the last encounter. So, for example, this time around if Delirious attack, you might try to go deeper further down and try and flank about it. By this time the machine gun is prepared for this. So, bit of a clever move here by Frost. Very nice play there. You know, just again a nice little detail I wanted to point out again. Sometimes, if you're going to keep a unit at a certain spot, try to sort of shift it about from time to time so the opponent can't, you know, easily just, you know, figure out what to do next time. Panzer gun is on the way there for Frost. Delirious might be aiming here for the tank command because we're seeing nothing out of the supporting company here, no Maxims, no Volters, and nothing else there. So we might be trying to rush out for T7s, so they should be faster. Panzer gun is there arriving for Frost. Conscripts routed. Engineer sneaking about a bit here. Looks like he is doubling back there for the tank position command. Yep, we got a fuel point drop there. Or fuel drop, not fuel point drop. Which should certainly more than indicate he is planning the tank command. It's going to take a bit of a while to get anything besides the half track. So it could technically still go for a half track, fill it up with conscripts, and you know, run around and give Frost a very bad day. Up north, munitions are being seized. Medic bunker up there for Frost, and he's actually hit the machine gun there. He's getting a bit more active with it. I like it. I like it. Passive MD42 play I always find to be a bit of a, well, not efficient thing. But at the same time, you have to be a bit more careful about it when you're moving about like this. So certainly a bit of sign of confidence from Frost or recklessness. But there you go. Console holder by the MD42. Note that he didn't know what exactly was grabbing here. You have to be really close to the point to see exactly what's doing something there. So in this regard, keeping it at the very edge does help out Frost a bunch here. And essentially allowed to maybe use the machine gun as bait. Because again, he didn't know exactly what was seizing. And he just ended up moving something in to deal with it. Thinking, Pioneers instead. Surprise, MG42. The worst kind of surprise. Unless you're the one springing. In which case, it's the best surprise ever. But in this case though, tried to reposition. A bit awkwardly there. Delirious saw the opportunity and punished Frost for it. Conscripting about here. Up north, trying to make breakthrough here. And getting a wipe on the Conscript Corps. Pretty nice win there for Frost. Delirious though can soon go for the T-70. Frost though is preparing with a Pack 40. The Panzerabwehrkanone 40. Delirious will likely go for some Guardsmen once the T-70 is on the way. Since in the short term his priority is just basically getting out the light tank versus Frost. And then can always just, you know, replace his infantry losses. I don't think we're seeing any submachines being upgraded here though for Delirious, for the Dead Army. Got a graph grenade here. Ooh. I think he was trying to bait him into hitting retreat at the wrong time and he's just taking murder. In this case Delirious either wasn't paying attention, had nerves of steel, either way, didn't quite run into the rifle and get wiped. Punch goes there hiding about here in the sort of, well, you know, oblique position where he has got get reasonably close to the effective range of the Panzer grenadiers. And you're risking getting shot to bits. But we can see the Delirious is doing his best on this to offset that by taking us far out here, trying to bait Frost out to go into closer into him. Flare off in the centre, getting for the point up here. Nice work there by Delirious. T-70 out here for Delirious. Manpower still being floated, no guardsmen, or at least additional conscripts. Oh, there we go. Guard squad out here for Delirious and the 5th Mechanized Corps on the south. Mines hanging about. They almost got the fuel point back here for Frost for the German army. T-70 motoring away. We've got the Pack 40 here. The Panzerabwehrkanone 40 moving in here. T-70 needs to be a bit mindful of the situation. Down south, conscripts healing reinforcing. Guardsmen sitting out. Conscripts also on the move. There you go, quick shot on the Pioneers. Pack 40 on the way there for Frost, indicating possibly a Tiger stall. That's pretty quick, and I would say pretty dangerous under the current circumstances. Either that or he's just really terrified of the T-70. and is committing to the second pack 40 just to deal with that. It's a bit hard to say here. Mine went off, they killed themselves grenadiers. T-70 routed here. But I do hope Frost takes up soon. I mean, he's almost got the resources more or less to do it, so there's not really much reason then not to do it. Up north, conscripts was Grenadiers here, skirmishing back and forth, and they go Molotov off here from Delirious on Frost's unfortunate Grenadiers, scorching them quite aggressively. And here Machine Gun in a really bad spot here. Maybe we can see why maybe he considers the double MG or Pack 40 here, simply because a good player with a T-70 can be an absolute nightmare. But, I mean, it still very much reeks of a Pax or Tiger Stall, which... come on, Frost, you can do better than that. That is the case. But for now, they're healing reinforcements. Stillness on the docks there from Frost. Machine Gun White Volley. That's something Delirious should be, you know, grabbing as soon as possible rather than just standing right next to it. Definitely say missed opportunity there by Delirious, since of course Machine Gun would be great. And now he risks, you know, being rifle grenaded as he's seizing it here by Frost, and that's exactly what's happening. Though in this regard, he's lucky that the crew's a bit split up, but he's not pressing the retreat button, so they take more damage. Clearly, Delirious was not ready for this. And Frost saw an opportunity to actually do some damage here. Good work. On the other hand, Frost is very much in the defensive. Badly so. But he was able to reclaim the MD-42 due to Delirious's carelessness. Following up with a Maxim, since he clearly wants a machine gun now. Grenadiers moving ahead, grabbing the center victory point with the conscripts. Guards versus Punchers noting no light machine guns, so they are a bit more exposed. And there you go, bung grenade up once more. We can see that I think Frost is trying to bait him into retreating to the grenade, but the Delirious is showing very much nerves of steel here and really doesn't take the bait, so that's impressive there. I mean, most players would have panicked and run straight into the bung grenade, but Delirious is clearly not one of those. Seizing the northern fuel point here. Northern victory point, but Frost is very much in a bit of an awkward spot. Delirious has managed to secure centre and south, forming up a small compartment there, which is going to be make it much harder for Frost to break through. Stillness on a take up here for Frost. It's starting to look a lot like, well, you know, Tiger Stall. Taking bunch of the suppressing to pull ahead. We got the T-70 up the right flank here, trying to put pressure there on Frost's side here. They've got one Pack 40 ready to deal with it. Then, of course, got the other Pack 40 here. But now the Pack 40 is getting swarmed. Machine guns can cover at least one of them. But the other Pack 40, though, is very much out in the open. Pascal's moving in to try to cover it up. Frost does not miss a beat. But there you go. Pack Cruise nonetheless down. T-70 about. He getting Panzerfaust there. Delirious, Motto extended versus Frost. And Frost is obviously going to punish that with a Pack 40. But it seems like, though, Delirious is not giving up here. Doing his best to try and collect the machine gun rifle here. On the conscripts, all pinned down and bunched up, taking heavy casualties. It's enough, you're not trying to kill the gun, lose a bunch up there. Go realizes he can do that. There we go. Conscripts of machine guns gasping without DP lock machine guns moving out. Gonna do getting blasted by the T-70. They're really bunched up here. Could see a white P. In the meanwhile, he's just playing around here against the Pack 40. Pack 40, though, is having a decent chance of catching up. Machine gun there. Oof. This is a really bad spot for both Frost and Delirious, but it seems like Delirious is making the most of it. Oh, machine gun almost got wiped out, but he managed to get out there in time. Good lord. At T-70, though. And meanwhile, the rest of the map, there's just nothing happening as both focusing on this small spot of the map. And this is really to the advantage of Delirious, who's really got most of the map. He's got most of the victory points and all that, so he's just gaining the most from it. Oh dear, he moves in front of the Pack 40 here. He took the bait from the Panzer Grenadiers. Finally, the T-70 is down, but Delirious has nonetheless, you know, removed a machine gun nest essentially here, making it much easier for him to grab the fuel point here back from Frost. Which is getting most of the map. He's going for another Maxim out here, no Son of Armour. Frost here, by the way, realising stalling for a target, if that was his plan, is a really bad idea. It definitely is. So he's taking up there finally. Of course, he needs to get the fuel back soon under his control, otherwise that's not going to work out very well either. Like a Tiger Stall likely wouldn't have. Both players out in mortars now. Frost is always going to clear that one out. He could just smoke it and push it, and mine goes off against all Grenadiers. Nice man work there by Delirious, by the 5th Mechanized Corps. But good to see Frost was not going for a Dagger stall, at the very least. I mean, he could, I suppose, in the end, he kind of planned that, but decided he wasn't, for him, in which case he just adapted his plan, which is also good. Either way, he's just not stalling. Thank the heavens. But like with the fuel situation is, he's nonetheless going to need double pack for to have a chance versus Delirious. Almost got the southern fuel pump. We got a Max Mini and Bind. They're going to be are deeply exposed with a little support here. Max and pulling back from the centre. So these probably should fall back a bit further here. Admittedly, they can't really hide since the Max pretty much covers the entire area. Just going to need to get the mortar down on that. Up north here, though, we got the Guardsman threatening. Holy smokes, his mortar, but the mortar threatened back. And it did better. Almost taking out the entire guard squad. That is lucky for Delirious, they did not get annihilated. Delirious probably here missing an opportunity to actually take a hit and push medium armor. Machine gun up here, should pop into the armor piercing rounds, and I imagine he's doing that. Oh, yeah, already had done that, I guess. Machine gun is a bit exposed here, being attacked from several sides. Gonna get Molotovs as well. Finally for the south here, we got Grenadiers trying to flank about to take, going to stop on the Max. We got another Grenadier squad from the north. Machine gun routed out here, intense fighting here going between Delirious and Frost. Another player giving the other one a moment to breathe, to relax, to gather their thoughts. So Palmer, of course, still not here for Frost. Should probably be happening soon. If Frost ain't got any kind of armor here versus Delirious, the better. Flak Panther could theoretically work, but I think a Panther 4 Stuken might be better. Though then again, Delirious still isn't taking up, so an Ostwind could theoretically work for Frost, but still wouldn't recommend it. Got some intense fighting here. Back and forth. Left and right. North and south. Pack spotter being flanked. Mine goes up north. Panther taking losses. Delirious has very much been on the board with those mines. But he MD-42 or something else to the rescue. Submachine gun wielding constantly moving ahead here with the PP-41s. Striking out the fascists. But quickly focus down here by the Grenadiers. Going straight for the next point here. Nice follow up there. So Palmer calls up for Frost. He's got the fuel, he just needs the manpower. And he can bring out armor. Whereas Delirious, despite having the H, is only now taking up. Definitely, I would say, a bit sloppy there. Or at least a bit of a mistake. And he's opening up, the counters retreating. Maxim up here again. Mortar nearby. Panzer Grenadier Vetchi 2, very nice there. Healing, reinforcing. Victory points wise. Delirious is enjoying a fat lead over Frost here. Pack being moved forwards. There you go. Panzer Grenadier effects right here for the 14th Panzer Division. Frost there without a doctrine, closing on the 20-minute mark. So Palmer Corps remains silent like a tomb, and the Mechanized Armor Company is ready to get to work. KV-1s, H-35s, T-34, 76s, and the Katyusha. So what will be here for Delirious? The options are numerous, like his enemies. Guardsman versus Pack 40. From these was a Maxim, from these very long health. Other Maxim ground the fuel point. Waiting for the cuff point. Nice work there by Frost. Well, it certainly looks like he's going for the Panther Force, the first choice, which is probably the right one. But with a KV-8, KV-1, well, he's got double pack 40, so it's not going to be an entire wash there. Though he would probably realistically want the Stug instead. But a Panther 4 backed up, a pack 40 is there. I mean, 2 pack 40 should have a chance. Panzer there as the conscripts, K1 halfway down. Quickly cancel whenever you go in there to get out the Panther 4 just a bit faster. Not a bad sense of priorities there by Frost. But again, we'll have to see if he sticks to it once the K1 begins attacking him. Also against the Panzer Grenadier, who is slowly approaching ace level. Very good. Moving ahead here, Frost remains still on the defensive. He's trying to get some resources, but Delirious is doing a very good work at consistently denying him the resource, and that way building up an edge. I mean, you can go for the K1 then quickly follow up with the T-34 6, at which point Frost is going to have to deal with 2 tanks, including one which can take quite a beating. So there you go, K1 out. At the speed it's coming though, Frost is likely to have the Panzer 4 out before he sees it. and thus can't react to it. At least further. And so now appears around here. I think they're trying to take advantage of the retreating maximum. Maybe it was dealing with attacking troops up north. Grenadiers inside a small shed. I think that's a misclick there by Frost or something else. Either way, the shed is abandoned as it quickly is lit on fire by the vandals of Delirious. But there you go. KV-1 moving out here. Machine gun by the fuel point's going to have to get out of there. As the armoured fist of the motherland strikes. Up north, Frost being routed as these Panther Horse trying to across here. Far north. How will he handle the KV-1? Pack 40 nearby. There we go. K1 exposed. And immediately under fire from the Pack 40. First shot bounces. Second shot bounces well. Third shot, though, pierces the K1's armour. North here, Panther being swarmed by infantry. We've got lots of guardsmen out here for Delirious, and we've got air support further as well here to make it hard for Frost to fight against the K1, also allowing it to escape nice and safely there. Good work. Far south, the lower gun leader squad's about to get assaulted here by all of Delirious' machine guns. Frost is going to lose that. Oh, Panther 4 thing. And again, maybe not. Smoke screens off here around the centre from, I think, Delirious. Yeah. To guard against something. K1, they're pursuing the Panther 4 instead of getting Panther fast. None of the rockets, though, penetrate. Very lucky there for Delirious. Very lucky. Southern fuel point once more lost here to the dead enemy. And we can see that Frost is bringing up more pioneers to help repair his stuff. Definitely a good idea. Stug, I think, would also be a very good idea as the KV-1. A bit more of a practical solution than Pack 40 when it comes to hunting him down. 200 points left here for Frost and for the German army. Desperate measures, I think, need to be enacted here soon. As for Delirious, he's making our summer company stand silent as he pushes northwards here with the mortar there, grabbing the far victory point there. Very nice. Frost's mortar there working overtime, and there goes smoke screen down from now him as he goes for the center victory point. Not bad. But flank is exposed. Delirious sees an opportunity and he seizes it. Of course, we've got the Panzer able to assist. Nothing further going on. There's still no sign of a doctrine for Frost. He still seems very reluctant. Got the K1 engagement. Gonna need for the center victory point. He's down 171 versus Delirious is 392. Panzer 4 moving ahead here, not even fully repaired. Frost cannot wait any longer for that tank to get going and has to push it in there. Pack 40 is backing out here, but the K1 is still a formidable opponent here. Down to half health though, that's slightly working out better. Frost has a very narrow band of territory here. KV-8, oh, not KV-8, Katyusha out there for Delirious. Rocket launches filled with death. Medics up here for, or medical support there for the Panthers, then quick moving onwards. Machine gun wiped out, needs to get on accrued. Panthers are trying to pull off a flank, but instead are getting hammered with light machine gun fire, suffering rapid and impressive casualties. Katyusha almost done there for Delirious. Max remains in the way. He's seizing the northern victory point. Center one's about to fall, I think, here to Delirious and the Red Army once more. Frost, by the look of things, is aiming for another Panzer 4. It's either that he's got something dangerous in mind. Going for another MG42. Interesting timing. Is he going to start for the target army? He still hasn't chosen a doctrine. I mean, at this stage, there's not really much benefit in choosing anything. I mean, there's also theoretically the Elephant Tank Destroyer, but I'd have to rate that as being a not amazing idea, I think. Getting the Katyusha there, Delirious, I think, was a bit overconfident. Frost a bit bold, and there we go. We got Spearhead It's going to be a Tiger tank, I think, now. If Frost has got medium armor out and can bring up more medium armor afterwards, but still I'd describe this as a bit of a risky adventure here for Frost, considering the state of the victory points of the map control here. Panzer there being pursued by a large clump of guardsmen. Panzer 4 there in heavy fighting here around the centre. Just trying to double click in, for some reason wasn't centering. But close to veteran 2, that's going to help Frost just a bit. Troops are being suppressed in the centre by the MD-42. In terms of resource, I mean, with the current income, he's going to be almost 10 minutes away, maybe 8 minutes away from a Tiger tank. So if he can sort of get more resources, he can speed up that rather that Tiger tank by even just a bit. And right now, Frost needs a Tiger tank out as fast as possible if he wants to go for one. North mortifier there, Panzer's advancing, machine gun still standing about there. Apparently he forgot about it and just went for the other machine gun and just decided he doesn't want to touch it. Pack putting up to support the Panzers, then immediately Paul Ludwig is silenced here by the K1. Sneaking for the southern point there, nice work by Frost. And routed from the far north here by Delirious. Panther 4 to the rescue. No pin by machine on the Panther 4, should definitely consider that one since it does add some extra anti-infantry here. And there you go. Petrov and Yuri obliterated. He's heading for the southern victory point. He's prioritizing the victory points over the fuel. I can understand why, since he's really low on the victory points, but he definitely needs fuel if he, wants that Tiger out even at just a remotely decent pace. Guards push up here. We're seeing they're halting it somewhat, though it is under a lot of intense fire here from Delirious. Got the Panther for the arming, there you go. Veteran 2 gained, shots and added. Pack 1 being crewed by Pioneers.
Combat engineers are standing by.
113 versus 376. K1 being prepared once more. Delirious is not bringing up more armor. I mean, another K1 would be, I think, wider headache here for Frost and just a bunch of T-34s to back it up. Why should he 5s? I mean, he just needs to go for more, armoured stuff here, I think, versus Frost at the moment. Back here, troops reinforcing in the south, going to bring up here for the victory point. Panther 4 blasting away. Maximum on the Panther 4. Troops reinforcing. Maximum a bit of a sticky spot up north. We've got MD-42 that being assaulted by the conscripts moving in aggressively. K1 advancing here, half 8 to 2 machine gun up in a really bad spot. Pack 4. Oh, he crewed it finally, and then he lost it to Delirious. That's really rubbish luck there for Frost. Panther 4, they're trying to flank up behind the K1. Almost got it there. Pack 4 is backing up. Shot bounces though. Shot bounces. Almost got the fuel pin there. Guards moving in here to seed. Panther 4 then landing another hit on the K1. K1 shoots, bounces off the Panther 4. Panther's going to be advancing. Frost is not far off from the Tiger tank now. We're looking at roughly 2 minutes. And that's assuming he doesn't end up spending too much manpower either in the same time period. Panther 4, they're obliterating the guards in the middle of the nowhere there, as they are way too easy targets. 18 kills, slowly approaching veteran 3 on the ace level. That would be huge there for Frost. Moving in to clear out the maximum here, could easily just crush the cover. There you go. Going in within from the north. K1 in hot pursuit here, half health. He is now bolting up there, goes smoking off for Frost. Could have gone for the doctrine sooner, to be honest. 100 points left here for Frost. He is rapidly bleeding out here in the face of Delirious and the Red Army. Pack 40 out to back up the Panther 4. Main gun out, Scheiße! K1 misses. Pack 40 setting up their grenadiers swinging alongside another. Pack 40 here. Troops moving for the center one there with an MD-42 backing up. Troops are healing reinforcing. This is a really tense spot here for Frost. Delirious still not going for any additional armor. This might just give the Tiger tank a bit more traction here for Frost. It's going to have less resistance to immediately worry about, which is always a plus for Frost. Most of them got wiped, that's less good. They can't afford to recruit, and again, he needs to save up as much manpower as possible to get out of that Tiger tank really bloody fast.
Our lines of supply are disrupted.
Drop shooting reinforcing. 74 points left. Tiger tank is roughly a minute away. Roughly. Very roughly. Can Frost do it? Oh, Panzer diving straight into it head on. K1 on the move as well, then up by the Veteran T2. Gonna flank that Panzer 4. Pack 40 covering up, at least attempting to. No target weak point. And now to top it all off, we got S4 here from Delirious against Frost. Pioneers need to retreat. Oh, they're going to get murdered, aren't they? They are. It's going to be an absolute slaughter here for Frost. One Pioneer squad already done. It's going to be much harder for him to repair the Tiger tank and keep it going, because the Tiger tank is going to have to do some incredibly heavy lifting here for Frost. There you go. All of the Pioneers are gone. Meaning if he does get the Tiger tank out, again, any damage is going to make it, you know, pretty much non-operable for some time. And the Panzer 4 for example is now going to have to spend some time doing nothing, because he can't, of course, afford to stall him off with the Tiger tank. He needs that, but at the same time, it's going to mean the Panzer 4 for quite some time there will be doing nothing. Delirious finally going for another tank, but only after losing the first tank, which I definitely feel is rather inefficient. And there we go, Tiger tank finally arriving here for Frost for the 14th Panzer Division. 506 Schwerer Panzerabteilung, and good God, gets a wiping on the Guardsmen as Delirious focused too much on the Pack 40, allowing the Panzer 4 to sneak up and destroy them. Ace level Panzer 4 blitzing, or the infantry is Uraring, not blitzing. And the Panzer 4 survives. Tiger tank setting out here. This is the beginning of a comeback for Frost, possibly. I mean, his opponents are taking heavy damage in the process here. Hasn't done a lot, then again has failed to use his resources efficiently. And now Frost in hand has got a decisive armoured edge here with a Tiger tank and the Ace Panzer 4, even if he's in an incredibly tight spot. Delirious may just have pushed his luck a bit too far. I mean, he's obviously can still win this, but right now there's a bit of a force difference between the two. Could grab that machine gun turn against Delirious as well. Up north here we got Candice hunting out. K1 moving in. Tiger tank with its 88mm gun. Got that MD4 sitting up there and quickly packing up again as it realizes it can't take on a Tiger tank. Controlling up the Maxim right in front of the Tiger tank. Got Panzer Grenadiers as well. There we go. Petrov and Dimitri splattered out across the ground here by the Tiger tank. Another hit there. Fedorov following in there. The gates of hell. Another man joins them. 4 kills on the Tiger tank so far. Pioneers find their way there for Frost, but meanwhile his Panzer 4 is collecting dust. Max from the machine gun then getting blasted by the Tiger tank, going for the center victory point here. Southern one's open. Delirious needs more infantry, needs more armor. He needs more everything. Again, like that point where he just didn't go for any additional tanks, I feel was a critical error. Panzer's moving in, backed up by the Tiger tank. Got 27 kills here. 9 kills, and there we go. Could even see a small chance of wiping the conscripts. That would be rather advantageous for Frost, but doesn't quite land it. Now Delirious is definitely going to bring up anti-tank weapons. Tank destroyers and whatnot have a good chance of stopping the Tiger tank, since the K1 on its own is not going to cut it. Not going to cut it at all. And there you go, Sis-3 for Delirious. No HD5s, instead of the Sis-3. I think you should have gone for the HD5, a bit faster, mobile, more flexible. And also, I think not that much more expensive. I mean, 420, I mean, isn't that much more in terms of manpower? Just 100. But well, now it's the K1 time to find out the Tiger tank here in the base up north. Mine goes off, can bring about there. In the south, heading for the point here as well. We got Dark from 30 in the flank. Sis-3 almost done for Delirious. 29 points left for Frost. I mean, Frost could still easily end up losing this. Easily. I mean, he is not out of the woods yet, even if Delirious is looking a bit weak and needs to rebuild a lot of forces. And Frost has got a big tank. I mean, if Frost at any some point, you know, makes a mistake or anything like that, it could still be GG since Frost is barely holding on here. 26 points. Mortar about to get annihilated by the Tiger tank. 16 kills. Eric comes out here, and the mortar crew does expire here in the face of Frost's Panzerwaffe. Got the Ace Panzer finally moving. Guardsman already being utterly obliterated by the Ace Panzer. Clearly forgot about the Guardsman up there, and that's definitely a mistake there by Delirious. At least in this case, he did not get punished by it too badly and didn't suffer full wipe, but even then, losing almost the entire guard squad to the Ace Panzer IV is gonna hurt. Tiger tank moving up here, noting no pinlock machine guns either of his Panzers. 35 kills there, K1 moving up. Delirious still needs tank destroyers. This fleet landing a nice hit here on the Tiger tank. Maxim route and the Suffolk got the Pan 4 flanking up behind here, nice work. Worth noting about heavy tanks like the Tigers, they're usually organised into what was known as heavy tank battalions, or schwer Panzerabteilungs. And usually there's some elite panzer divisions it gets in their own company, but that's quickly dropped in the state. Like you had the Waffen SS heavy tank companies, and there are regular army heavy tank companies. Usually they'd be sort of used as core attachments, and this will be used when needed. But there also exist, it shows, say, radio control units for Goliaths and the bigger brother, the Borgrat 4B, that would also use Tigers, that they would also use Stoogs. So, little fun fact there. Concept of these up north here, also could be useful. Could be very more useful, there you go. You could also just grab the point and just hit the dirt on. There you go, forcing him to abandon the northern victory point, so I'm being grabbed here, going for the centre one as well. K1 versus the Ace Panzer IV here. He really needs a tank destroyer up, I think. And Tiger tank preventing any sort of easy movement here on the centre without our mortars to lay down smoke screen. And so far, Delirious has not, the mortar is not using much for smoke screens either. And for down to 5 from the K1 and the SIS-3. 26 points left for Frost versus Delirious 311. Ostwind now on the way here for Frost. Ostwind Flakpanzer. More engineers for Delirious. Machine gun there about to get taken out, but the Maxim is taking fire here from the Tiger tank. 23 kills, pretty solid stuff here. Directed here from the SIS-3 on the Tiger tank. Air support in here to break up Frost's hard point by the centre victory point. Delirious is really intently just trying to bash his way through. Pioneers being suppressed. Pack 40 couldn't take fire as well. But the KB1 can't just break through. There's just too much firepower here from Frost for the K1 to move through that. You honestly should be focusing on the other victory points, I think, rather than the central one. And of course, Delirious needs more armour. Flak Panzer out here though for Frost and the 14th Panzer Division. Up north comes riding the Grenadiers here. Ostwind, as soon as arrives in the fuel actor, takes down one of the Russian aircraft. Pretty nice work there. K1 in repairs. Still not a lot of armor. I mean, each of the different parties just, keeps attacking head on, suffering a lot of losses with the infantry, making it hard for him to bring up more armor, which could, help soak up some of the damage, keeping, him able to preserve more manpower in the longer run. So, Delirious, I think, he has a bit of a strategic issue, which again is just he needs more tanks so he can preserve, more manpower, and that way, get more stuff. But he just keeps throwing his infantry head on rather recklessly, and not slowing down at any point comparatively. Frost, even at rescue times, would actually slow down his efforts to actually ensure he had enough manpower to get out more than one tank. In this case, or to get out of a really big tank. Of course, risky, but at least it has a bit more vision than just, constantly taking head on, suffering losses, and never getting more than one tank at a time. Frost again by the victory point. He's not going to let Delirious have any of them back whatsoever if he can help it. Machine gun versus machine gun up here. Tiger tank setting up, pinlock machine gun added, very good. Also in the Panzer IV, very good. Flak Panzer car in the north, providing backup for the Grenadiers in the area, very nice. Can't clear out those Grenadiers, he needs some tank support. He's got the K1, and again he could easily go for another one. Here you go for T-54 and 6s, HE5s. But for whatever reasons, Delirious seems very reluctant to get out more than one tank at any time. But there you go, baiting the Tiger tank into the field, getting his smoking up though. Being headed straight through the smoke though. Taking them damage here. Bunged up. Pioneer's about to get wiped up with the Ace Panzer IV here. 38 kills. And the Engineers got wiped out of a blow hit to Delirious. There's now one less unit to repair K1 with. That's going to be quite expensive. Tiger tank down to half health. Less than half health. Ace Panzer was going to flank here. He's got the manpower on the field, but he's not doing anything with it. Guardsman being hammered here by the Tiger tank. Field gun crew suffering a blow as well. And we got another K1 out here for Delirious. Finally, some more armor. And in the base, we got the Osprey rolling in here, trying to look for anything to wipe, except there's nothing to wipe inside Delirious' base. So now he's turning his attention to the base of buildings. Interesting. Damage engine on the Ace Panther 4. Black Panther going absolutely bananas inside the base. We got the K1 going for it. Shoots and penetrates here. Frost's Black Panther head on. Another hit, they're down to half health. K1 almost down there for Delirious. For the 5th Mechanized Corps. Back here, troops in reinforcing. Tiger tank being fixed up. 26 points still left, but now he's got very much control of all the victory points, and Delirious' force composition isn't quite helping him here. Needs to somehow try and engage, I think, Frost a bit differently. Okay, once they're being repaired. Farther north, we've got the Garden backed up with the field and go straight for the Gundies. Flat Pants hanging back as well. Quick grenade. Guardsman routed, and there you go. A bit more shooting here. Field gun almost got the Osmond here, but not quite. Delirious here launching a major assault to clear out the northern half of the map. There you go, bang grenade off. Almost getting the entire country short there. Very close one here. Machine gun there holding up inside the mansion. Delirious is desperately trying to get out of here. He really wants to just end Frost now, but Frost is very much having none of that. Panther 4 Titan moving up here. Maxim in a really bad spot here. Stays Panther 4 just blitzes past and the Tiger turn to deal with it. Field gun turning about here. Close to the ace level. That would be really bad news for Frost tanks. As that means high rate of fire and high penetration, meaning even the Tiger tank would really have something to fear about that. Double K1 swinging here backed up with assist 3, almost ace level field gun. Penetrating hit there, Vetri 2 on the K1, increasing rate of fire and accuracy. Field gun sending up, but there you go, Vetri 2 Tiger tank as well. Shot bounces, bad luck there for Delirious. Second shot that should go through. Nope, bounces as well. Statistically, very fortunate for Frost. Bad news for Delirious and a bit annoying. And there you go. Ace level up. Machine gun crew, the silenced here by the Tiger tank of the Panzer 4. 46 kills and 40. Really solid work there by Frost. Got the other K1 up north here to force out the machine gun here. Open up the victory point there. We got a smoke gun off. You can attack ground. Ooh. Both missed the Panzer 4 right past. Close one there. Machine gun Tiger tank carrying up the center. K1 moving in. Back to the north here, we've got the Panzer moving in here. Engineers and K1 continually advancing. Hardened Panzer going to deal 33 kills here. Target tank 41 kills about to go down here, taking intense fire here from Delirious. Almost got it. Unit wiped out in the north, the K1 retreated. And the Tiger tank is down. 112 versus 26 here. Machine gun there quickly taken out, in which case we could try and steal it. Meanwhile though, Frost is just keeping up pressure, keeping momentum. Also looks like he has in fact laid down a machine gun bunker. Oh, no, just a bunker with Gundies in it to carry out the southern victory point. There we go. Machine gun annihilated. Just through the laying a nice hit on the Panther 4. Half health left. Another hit this blow, almost getting Frost's Ace Panther 4. That would be a huge blow for him. I mean, any mistake he could very well still spell the demise of Frost. Even is looking like he's very much beating up Delirious at the moment. He's in such a state that any mistake could very well cost Frost the game. north fighting here. Can use the secure mode to see he's there. There's a board in. Panzerfaust off on the KV-1. Then nice time by Frost. Scott. Ooh. Almost to victory points again. K1 then being rushed by the Panzer Grenadiers. They can at least contest the point. Stug on the way, and there you go. Crit comes up with the KV-1. Does slow him down for grabbing it, but still, Frost is in a very precarious position. He can begin resecuring here, by the way. He could also theoretically rush the other point in the south with another tank. He's not upgraded the one by here with the bunker. Oh dear. Yeah, he's back to grab the northern one, though he's bringing up infantry to help do the work here in the centre. Bit of a desperate defence here, but Delirious. We got more engineers out here to help repair stuff. He's now sending the K1 down southwards. He needs to get someone back on the victory point. He should be focusing on that. Also moving through here. Field good going to open up on it. Smoking down there, opening up here for grabbing the centre victory point. Nice work. One engineer's out. Both K1s are moving a bit about here. We got the first one moving in from the north. There you go, flanking the Flak Panzer. Flak Panzer down. Pack ran in the centre one neutral. Almost got the northern one, but Frost has bought himself precious more time against Delirious and the Red Army. Machine gun wiped out, though Frost is starting to look a bit worse for wear here. Again, as Delirious is looking to be resurgent once more to return to the battlefield. Their consequence retreated. Southern point still very open. Still no upgrade here. Oh, there he goes. He's going for it now. But theoretically, he could still get rushed here by Delirious. Which I think should just call in more tanks. I mean, a T-3476 right now I think could do him a bunch of good. But he's instead committing to a third KV-1. He truly believes. Frost, I think, is he starting for a Tiger tank? I mean, he's got only 26 points left at this stage. I don't know if that's the best idea. If not more Panzer Force work out, maybe just more Stugs, but we'll have to see. I'll wait a third K1 then. If he can sort of get a lot that far, I mean, 3 K1s would be quite a challenge for Frost to slow down. 100 points left here for Delirious. Quite a tense match here. K1 staying more or less good to go. At which point the armoured sledgehammer of Stalin is going to try and break Frost's kneecaps. Guards when they're holding out here by the mansion, but they're heavily surrounded, they're outnumbered, they're outgunned. And there you go, bun grenade leaves most of them quite spectacularly dead across the interiors. There you go, K1 on the move, but he's going to lose that. I think Ace Guards, but there you go, wiped out with Ace Panzer. Stug, Ace Panzer 4, they're holding up this sword. We got a field gun moving up here to back it up. Almost got the Ace Panzer 4 southern point being rushed, but this time the machine gun bunker is ready. He was too late, he was too slow. K1 routed, other KV2s are good to go here. Looks like he's now going to ignore the north, head for the south. He's going to try and still make the effort there. Hard to say what Delirious is planning. Centre victory point could fairly be rushed, though, of course. You can see that Frost still has a scattered and sporadic defense. Smokes from down here, cheeky. K1 moving north, there you go. Stug opens up on the K1. There's still insufficient support. Both K1s heading for the southern victory point to help clear out, and they're open up for that point being seized. Centre, though, is now very much within the control of Frost and the German army. There you go. K1 makes the mistake of exposing the rear, making it no easier for the Germans to penetrate the rear armour. And there you go, blitzing in. Frost is going for the kill. Misses, though. Stug moving in. Almost got the KV-1 there. Bunker down. 47 points left. Need to get the K1s moving. And the K1 up far north there. Down. 26 versus 41. There we go. Fleet's on the move there. Only one conscript there. Frost can just kill it. He can't, though. He's going to risk losing the Grenadiers. In fact, he might have already done that. 29 versus 26. Is it going to be a close one? 27 versus 26. 25 versus 26. 23 versus 26. K1's moving about there. No infantry support. Gartman called in there. He's barely got any troops left. Stug opening up there. One kill. I think if he's starting for the Tiger tank right now, that is incredibly important. There you go. Going for another Stug. That might be too late here. 16 points left. He's lost his Stug. He's only got a Panzer 4 left, though. There's an ace versus the 2 K1s. On the other hand, he does have the infantry advantage now, so he can still stall. He might have a chance. He might have a shot. Ace Panther 4 hit, backpedaling, 53 kills though. Bound to go down though here to the sledgehammer of Stalin. Smoke screen popped here. Panther 4 bouncing every shot, rushing for the center. No smoke screen to lay down. Machine gun should be able to stall there. Southern victor point lost. 10 points left. Panther 4 down. 9 points left. Frost armored forces are now in tatters, but he still remains in the initiative with the infantry. He's still controlling the victory points. And it looks like this is going to be GG. Game over. So there we go. GG, game over. An absolutely brutal fight right here on Faymonville Approach. Very close fight between Delirious and Frost. Heavy casualties on both sides. Back and forth action. In the end, I feel like Delirious an extent at times undercut himself for not going for enough tanks when he could have, just sticking to 1k1 until the very end, where then actually began able to steamroll Frost. Frost there, risky play with the Tiger tank there. Did pay off to an extent, but late game should have gone up for more armor just to be sure there versus Delirious. And also I think a few more pentacles would have been helpful. Or some mines in there. So absolutely exciting fight right here on Faymonville Approach. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Remember to press the little bell if you are subscribing on it, or you haven't already. So big thanks to you all. You've all a wonderful audience. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.